Giant CSR. He's made the whole sellout section worth it as he drops in that Prime sub. Thank you so much. Making my 2-minute spiel about giving WardiTV money worthwhile with the Prime. Thank you so much indeed. Kick-starting this series as we go into our final match of the day, and it's a straight-up battle for a place in the playoffs. The winner of this series goes to the round of 8. The loser is eliminated. There's no map score involvement or anything like that. It's just a straight-up win and you're in, lose and you're out scenario. In the bottom left-hand corner, our red Protoss player is ShowTimE. As in the top right, our blue Terran player representing the Shopify Rebellion, we have ByuN. Hey, Sirukal, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well. Thank you so much indeed. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel today. Just going to echo the sentiments in chat. I've seen a couple of people from Florida. Hope you guys are safe and keeping well against all the storms. Good luck. Hope it doesn't suck too much. Hope the StarCraft can keep you entertained in what's probably some shitty times. As we do have our probie coming across the map then to scout into this TvP we go. I'm kind of happy because, I'm not going to lie, I'm a big ByuN fan, right? But I am not enjoying casting a lot of these, I'm really not enjoying casting a lot of these ByuN TVZs lately. I'm just going to be straight up and honest about it because to me, I think it's doubly worse that when I go into a ByuN TVZ, I'm like, oh yeah, ByuN TVZ, we're going to see some micro, we're going to see some action, it's going to be fun. And the last couple times I've casted ByuN in TVZ, he's just been like, I'm going to turn into a brick wall. In fact, it's Halloween season, and this season, this October 31st, I'm going as a turtle. And it's just like, okay, ByuN, it's a little early to start dressing up as a turtle, but he's taking it very seriously in his TVZs. And, yeah, honestly, I'm just going to be straight up honest. It's not super fun to cast because it's when it goes from like minute 1, he's just defensive and not doing much. It's just a very slow going game, right? So it's not really my most enjoyable to cast. I mean, sometimes those games happen, right? But it just feels like ByuN is just so like super forcing them right now, and I'm so used to kind of ByuN games being the opposite of that. So yeah, that's why I'm super excited for this TvP, because even if we get really long games, which is a very good possibility, even if we get some longer games, I think we've got a very good chance of them being very good games. As the Adept comes around, Reaper comes up, Stalker and a Twilight Council in production here from ShowTimE, so just bringing that into play. Warp Gate continuing, and the Adept is going to go pinging away at that supply depot. So depot will take a few more shots of damage. Again, the Blink is on the way through, the Warp Gate is building, just going to have ourselves the couple of Marines stepping back and forth for a moment or two also. Adept is going to shade up this ramp as ShowTimE. Tries to put on a little bit of pressure in these early stages. Tries to see if there's anything super exciting that might come from this. Going to see our Adepts continue to move around. Again, the Marines on the way up. Barracks producing. It's some Marauder that gets added on there as well. Just seeing our Stimpack, Marine, and Marauder all continue to produce right now. So again, a little bit of everything coming through. As the Adept is going to shade up this ramp. Not quite going to make it there. As the Adept going to get blocked, so Depot not going to let that go any further. A couple of SCVs come back down to the low ground, and they're going to get set back up as well. Blink continues to build, continues to play. We have that robotics facility coming online as well. Still got that, those couple of Stalkers continue to come about here, so Stalkers setting up. Again, the bunker coming down, Stimpack and Combat Shield continuing to get on the go, the engineering base still producing. And we have ourselves a Marine just patrolling about for a couple of moments. Adept just going to be coming over then, just going to set up for a couple of moments here, get ready to rumble. And the Observer continues to come up and about. Stimpack, Combat Shield, +1 attack coming through. The factory is continuing to build, currently about halfway done. It's that factory halfway through. The Robotics Bay is coming online from ShowTimE as well. The Gateway coming online. More probes building as we speak. Stimpack now about to complete. We're going to have our combat shield also finishing. Scans the main base. Is that an observer killer? Yeah, gets the observer early. It's a nice catch from ByuN. Able to get rid of the observer is actually a pretty big deal. That's a lot for you, to be honest. 7 plus 1 attack upgrade, then building, and game is fairly peaceful. ByuN with the fast lead CC is going to start to move that out and into position now. It's going to get that straight across there. See if we can cause some impact as we just see a little bit of bio stepping forwards, a couple stalkers taking hits, charging the observer, continuing to come on through. Another stalker on the way as well, so we keep on bringing that up and about, getting that going. Bio continuing to fight through onto those stalkers still. Let's see how Stalker's going to go recalling, but they get caught there, and that's going to be the bio getting a couple of kills before the recall goes off. Going to see a few more gateways coming down. Stalker's in the center, just going to see Marine getting pushed away. The charge, +1 and extended thermal lands all continuing to come on by. Stalkers come back through again, a couple medevacs building up, +1 armors on the way. The armory and engineering bay coming through as well. Stalkers just step up and still going to try and keep the few marauders back a little bit. Shots coming in, just going to be seeing the +1 thermal lance on the way. Observer goes down, and a few stalkers stepping away for the moment. And +1 extended thermal lance still producing. The Colossus is coming up as well. And that moves back out up the left-hand side. He's going to continue to make a bit of a move. Again, +1 armor on the way through. Extended thermal lens coming in. So let's continue to warp. The Ghost Academy building. +2 attack and +1 armor continue to come by. The bio gets out down to the bottom side here. A little scan coming up as well as the Zoldstalker Colossus is also a little bit on the move at the moment. Again, extended thermal lens finishing over the next few moments, so bringing that online. Couple of shots coming out, just going to be seeing our Marauders getting hit, just going to be seeing our Zealots continue to come around. +2 attack and +1 armor still coming up. Robo Facility, Dark Shrine, and Zealots is being brought in as well. Ghosts, Vikings, SCVs, Barracks, Starport. With that continuing up here as our Zealot and everything continues to gather in. It's going to be seen up ByuN. It's going to go through and jumping onto a set of rocks already, so just going to jump on in over there. Dark Shrine coming up obviously gives you good harassing opportunities as ShowTimE as this game progresses. Definitely one thing to keep thinking on. Just going to be seeing the bio setting up once again, coming around for the moment. Hallucination gonna hit. Just going to be seeing a couple of SCVs going down as well. And 2 upgrades coming about. The Gravitic Drive is on the way. Zealot gets picked off on the Watchtower. Yeah, I'm in ShowTimE just chilling. The medevacs around the bottom coming over as well. A couple of disruptors coming up. The Vikings, Marauders coming through. I mean, both players are going to get maxed out. These big drops can absolutely change the pacing of the game. If ByuN can hit in good positions, you can see ShowTime immediately on the move to get down to the south side. He's going to try and take position right away here, but he's going to be able to kill off one medevac. There's still a few units alive in the medevacs as we EMP the Stalkers. That actually hits the medevacs as well. Additional weapons. I don't think there's necessarily enough here to really kind of come through and to finish that up. So, yeah, ByuN at the same time is going to go elsewhere, diving in toward the gold base. Now the Zealots over here are going to get jumped on a little bit. The Stalker's blinking forward. ByuN's supply is dropping a little bit as ShowTime continues to play the cleanup game. And ShowTime's supply 170 to the 160. Looking pretty darn good as we do see a few more units warping in. Zealots keep on coming in. Another disruptor in production as well. Stalkers are still giving chase, and it is going to be the Bioforce that gets pushed out of there. And again, we see the +3, +2, Shadow Stride, all building. Disruptor still in production. Extra probes on the way in. Ghosts, Marines, and a Viking building from ByuN. So you bring that all up. The Stalker's still stepping forwards here. Colossus putting some damage in as well. So a few more shots coming about currently. More warp-ins. It's Dark Temple and a few more Zealots that get brought into play as well. It's just going to get those set up. Well, as this person sits over here, ShowTime's actually making a bit of a serious push up the ramp on the other side. Trying to get through, figure out what the planet is. We have a little Zealot Dark Templar movement in the top left, moving around a little bit as well, figure out what it wants to do. And Command Center lifts off, 3 upgrades. Marine Marauder Viking coming in, a couple extra SCVs coming through as well. He's going to step forward once again. Another Disruptor Shot going to land for a couple of Marauders. MP is dropping into position, and again the Bioforce continues to chase. Those DTs continue to take a whole lot of damage. 3 upgrades coming about. Viking Marauders on the way up as well. The shots continue to come through. A couple of the Vikings still coming around as well. I'm coming up forward again. Just going to see the Bio jumping onto these DTs. Can these DTs get the base? No, the SCV repair is good enough. However, ShowTime, he is winning over here. I mean, that's a necessary save for ByuN when you look at the supply. Like, he's not in a position to be losing a base on top of this. As ShowTime continue to try and find those disruptor shots. ByuN splits away from those very nicely. The rest of the units coming over. Is ShowTime outmatched here a little bit? I'm scared that if ShowTime ends up being outnumbered, he gets chased down, and the chase is not going to end well for him. Good disruptor shot right there. Bio-stimming again. A lot of hurt Marauders on the left-hand side. The Colossus somehow still in the back, just dealing damage, dishing it out. We did kill 30 SCVs during this. The damage is definitely done on the side of ShowTime. It's just like I say, if he lost a lot of units right there, and then maybe you go across the map as ByuN, maybe then ShowTime sees some issues. That doesn't seem as though it's going to be the case, though. It looks as though ShowTime is able to hold his own on this side of the map and is looking good to take out Alcyone and take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. So let's keep moving forward. The Bio are going to take damage, and that's going to be GG from ByuN. And ShowTime takes the first map of the series, so ShowTime gets a 1-0 advantage on the left-hand side. It is going to be our Red Protoss. It is ShowTime. Up a game and a map away from playoffs. In the bottom right, our blue Terran play from the Shopify Rebellion. We have ByuN. A lot of great plays in this event, by the way, guys. Tomorrow we'll be back for Group B of the competition. Zaun, Wayne, Spirit, and Max Packs. Next week we have Kua, Shin, Clem, Trap, Hero, Solar, Bus 1. I actually don't know who the final invite's going to be just yet. I've had a couple people turn me down. So, yeah, just gotta figure that out, you know. Hope soon. Thank you so much for the 4-month resub on the Prime as well. Super appreciate it. We are past the 850 sub count, guys. The road to 900 and the long road to 1,000 is kind of happening a little bit. I say it's been a long time since we had 1,000 subbies, so it's definitely a long road, but maybe not an impossible one. Kind of crazy, honestly. Kind of crazy. Going about. A little bit of movement on the go. Hammering gonna hit. Probe gonna take some damage. Have ourselves the Marines. Cyclone continue to come through. Twilight Council in production as well. And Center coming online as we get that underway. That moves it back up. Marines and the Cyclone continuing through. We'll be seeing the Warp Gate and the Twilight Council coming about. Orbiter's going to move over again. Medevac and the Cyclone building up here. Got ourselves settled in for a couple of moments as the Blink and the Warp Gate continue to produce. Medevac drop, obviously, that's going to come with the Cyclone. This might be what ByuN needs, some damage early. Kind of get under ShowTime's skin early in the game. Get through those defenses and make it tough for him to set up later, as we do have the third Nexus already started, so ShowTime definitely set up a little bit greedily. Love this step forward and jumping onto a couple units already. There's no battery here, so ShowTime kind of needs to clean this up with, well, quickly, basically. The longer this goes on with no battery, the worse it's going to be for you, as we are going to see the Cyclone lifts are very good, and that's the issue. If you're shooting at that Cyclone and not killing it, that's a lot of potential damage that you've just completely missed, and that's where the Micro of the Terran goes a long, long way. Now, we have kept the probes alive throughout this so far. Finally, a couple get shaved off, as we're going to see the 4 Stalkers now actually having trouble with their own SimCity. Difficulty to move through, obviously, these choke points and so on, and that's creating issues. We're going to see the Medevac getting dove on. Cyclones were in it for a second there. That could have been dangerous, as 7, 8 probes have gone down. We're going to get rid of a Cyclone here, as there's one Medevac with a Cyclone still in the top, but there's actually a Stalker there to deflect. Actually, very nice to have that Stalker there, as that is going to be ShowTime losing 10 workers off the initial attack. Now, this is where you can say, well, maybe that fast third is going to pay for this a little bit. Maybe that can bring you back a little bit, for example. So some possibility there. Stalkers will set up. Medevac going to get caught in the corner. Stalkers just going to set up again, charge and a few probes on the way. The pylon coming up as well. There is going to be the Robobay and Forge building up on the side of ShowTime, so we're just going to get that through. Charge building up. A couple extra gates are going to come down. Still got that stim pack and that +1 continuing in, as we have on the top side the auto turret now coming through as well, so that Raven starts to look to add more damage. When that stim and +1 finish, we're really going to figure out just how much all of this is done, right? That's going to be the time at which we can say, oh, right, that's how dead ShowTime is, or, oh, hey, look, looks like that wasn't so bad for ShowTime because he's got enough to hold on. That's going to be the real test and challenge. That's going to be what we are going to be figuring out. A little bit of ByuN, a couple of tanks coming down here. Auto drops in, a couple of probes going to take damage as well. We're just going to be seeing ourselves a couple of probes going down. So damage being dealt, 3 workers being killed. That's really, really solid stuff. As you see, our Stalker's going to get rid of another Marine. Force Field's going to try and hold that off. ShowTime trying to buy time. Problem is Colossus pops is a good answer to the Marines, but is it a good answer to the tanks? The tank should be able to zone that Colossus in a big way, and it should be able to create issues. I'm going to step onto this third base, and I think ShowTimE is just going to be in a lot of trouble. Pops the super battery early as he figures out he does have charge. Blinks in, going to focus the siege tanks with the stalkers, but the Zealots deal with the bio for a little bit, and now maybe the Colossus showing up can make this a defense. I mean, like I say, not a bad idea in terms of the order in which ShowTimE defended this, because getting rid of the tanks then lets the Colossus show up at the right time, and then it's kind of a hold for the moment, so that's pretty neat. Oh, wouldn't mind hit. Stalker going to take damage. Bio continues over as well. Another Stalker going down. A little bit of Bio coming across. Medivacs coming over again. Stalkers, Colossus, and Zealot all gathering in. 2 Vikings and 2 Marauders building up on the side of ByuN, so we continue to bring that up. The Marines also coming into production currently. Those Stalkers will knock down a Widow Mine, so it gets cleaned up immediately. It gets taken out and away for the moment. Well, you know what, ByuN? Like I say, tried to break through that third base, but ShowTimE has honestly a pretty darn good defense. Probably one of the only defenses you're going to get to stay alive in that situation. ByuN is up about 13 army supply. ShowTimE is only just now getting Colossus number 3, but most importantly, only just now getting Extended Thermal Lance, so still doesn't have range to help protect us. He's out of position. He's off to the left. Super Battery activates as that Nexus is going to get right-clicked down, and that's a free pick-off for ByuN. And ShowTimE just says, no, I'm not doing this without a third base. He's already on the edge of kind of being in this, of the WardiTV October, out of Group A. In the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Terran player from the Shopify Rebellion, the player to tie this up after trailing in the series so far. It is ByuN. Top left, our red Protoss is going to be ShowTimE. Gas comes down and gets settled in. I got a gate coming up, barracks coming through. SCV going to come and chase the probe around a little bit as well. It's just going to come through with that for the moment. Oh, life on end. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the stream today. Thank you. Thank you. Probe comes over, heading back towards the upper left-hand side. Nexus coming through. The Cybercore is coming up. And another probe coming about as well for the moment here. As we just have ourselves the Tech Lab coming through, the refinery coming about. Probe gets all the way back up to the top left-hand side. So probe getting back over there. Back for the moment, getting home. Definitely going to start moving out as well. ByuN's gone into that Tech Lab and that conquest of shells. That's exactly what you don't want to be running into with that Adept as it moves across to the other side of the map. Adept shows up, he gets pushed away. I think I'm going to have our concussive shells and Marauder on the way through. The factory is coming up also right now. Bringing that all into play for the moment. And our factory is about to complete, so ByuN will have the follow-up to that as well. As the Adept is returning home, so that's good news. Might even go and try and catch this Reaper a little bit. Next couple of moments, an opportunity. Adept going to shit around a little bit. a couple of depths. Going to be having ourselves the couple of shots being done. Just going to have ourselves a blink coming up. Robot facility coming in from ShowTime. Reaper fires a hit off on a pylon. SCV's coming in. Just going to have ourselves the starport coming up as well. And we're tied 1-1 here. Final map is one that decides who gets to go to the round of 8 and who does not. Tough call, man. I mean, ShowTime and ByuN, both players want to go to the round of 8. I'm not sure what first or second place the situation is. I'm not sure if you win this, you're in first, or if you're in second, or what the case is there. Might depend on who wins, to be honest, in terms of map score potential and so on. So, might come down to that. We'll just figure that one out, obviously, when the match finishes. Otherwise, we're looking at possibilities for not really much reason. Obviously, first and second is mostly just a seeding difference into the playoffs. So you finish first, you play against someone in second place. You finish in second, you play against someone that finished in first place. All of a different group, obviously. Starport gets the reactor going as ByuN sets into bio play. Has got the 2 Widow Mines in the medevac to try and harass with initially. A Reaper still set up as well. Couple of depths, just going to step it up. We are going to be seeing our RoboBay, Forge, Nexus, probes. All of that continuing in at the moment here from ShowTime, so we get all of that on the go. Reaper is going to set up as well. We do have our 2 Widow Mines in the medevac up to the top. And potentially ready to come and drop those through into the main base and further over the next little while. Moving up, bunker is going to be full of units. They're going to pop out at the moment. It's just going to see ourselves and observe again, sniped down by those Marines. +1 attack and charge coming through as well. Sentry on the way up. Extra gateways are coming through. 2 probes on the way from ShowTime as well, as we just have this coming in. Just going to come through. Stalker's going to get chased about. Zell going to get hunted. Just going to be seeing the battery coming up. Just going to be seeing the bio. Just going to jump onto this. Super battery is just going to keep that Zell alive for a little bit. So ByuN's going to start targeting it. Just as the Colossus shows up, Colossus is going to struggle to get into range. Those probes should pull back. They're letting the bio units keep on kiting while dealing damage. Seeing our +1 attack. Our charge on the way through. A couple of sentries being added on it as well. And +1 attack. Also on the upgrade board, so as you see, bio just going to step up a little bit. So Colossus getting pushed back. Now this Nexus taking damage also. Whoever wins this should be in first, because ByuN wins on map score and ShowTime wins on head-to-head. That sounds about right, actually, because ByuN had the 2-0 over Hoster, and it's the only 2-0 of the day, so yeah, that would make perfect sense. ShowTime has the head-to-head. That would make a lot of sense. Alright, well, bio jumps into the top. Pylon is going to go down. Combat shield is going to be on its way up, as ShowTime so far has been able to pretty decently push this back. Obviously lost a battery in the process, but that's the whole point. The battery buys you enough time for the Colossus to get there and the defense to be made. Showing you just how tight the timings are in this matchup. Oh, a little catch there. A couple of units actually getting dropped off and killed. We're going to recall 2 Colossus and a Stalker and a Sentry. That's probably just good enough with a couple of warpins, especially as units are going to pop out a couple at a time. ByuN immediately just lifts up. He did force the recall. That does put that onto cooldown, so there is a benefit to that still. Right now, the hell of those 3 Stalkers just stuck in that top corner, making sure the Widow Mine doesn't get a chance to, Widow Mine drop doesn't get a chance to do anything. Off you Colossus. Continue to come over. What's going about? Again, we do have Vikings on the way. Marauders and Ghosts coming through. +1 armor building from ByuN as well. Obviously with Viking Ghost, we see that ByuN is very happy to start sending this into the later stages of the game. So getting that set up immediately here, as we do have the extra Stalkers and Azella coming through, plus 2 attackers halfway done. Disruptor production continues. And then plus 2 attack over halfway done. The armory coming up. The Vikings and a Ghost on the way as well. Need to bring that into position now. Hey, the Widowmine drop finally comes back in. I love the position of it as well, but ShowTime's still aware that it's there. Does pull the probes. Couple of zealots on the way. He's going to have the cannon. Should cover the majority of the natural, so that Widowmine does not drop off. He's going to keep it to the sides. ByuN knows it can still maybe be an annoyance at a later stage. ShowTime's supply here and now, though, is looking pretty fantastic, and he's ready to just push on forwards. Masses of zealots. A few Colossus in there, too. Viking count not super high yet from ByuN, only at 4. And the first Disruptor also in this army. ShowTime with a heck of a push coming in. Obviously, got to figure out how you fight this, because you want to make sure units don't spend too much time hitting the, orbital or anything. First SCV start to go down. Couple force fields go down as well. Try and keep ByuN's army back. As ShowTime will just say, yeah, I'll just take some free pickings on the sides. But I actually think you should be looking for more straight-up fights. Can see another Disruptor shot fires. Ghost goes down. A couple of Vikings are going to get shot down as well. 19 SCVs went down there. As the Zealots get chased away, you're going to turn around with the Colossus. I mean, 20 SCV is already huge. That third base still being lifted up again, and the Colossus is able to fight from afar. He did a great job of neutralizing some of the initial Vikings. He's going to do the same again here as he blinks forward. He didn't right-click the first Viking, though. He gets rid of 1. Now he's going to get rid of 2. There's still nothing touching the Colossus, as ShowTime has a Disruptor shot that doesn't go for much, but it doesn't need to. The third base is pushed back. Another Disruptor shot that doesn't go for much. Most importantly, these Colossus are still here. These guys have been heroic. 14 kills, 9 kills. And I'm sure the other one had a bunch of kills as well, as ByuN says GG. And after a grueling few matches from ByuN, he is not going to make playoffs. ShowTime is going to advance.